welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the Big Easy. And with that Who Dat chant bouncing off the walls behind us, we know that we're ready for football at Caesars Superdome in downtown New Orleans. Straight ahead, we've got a pretty good one on tap here, as it'll be the Jacksonville Jaguars taking on the New Orleans Saints. Glad you're with us. It's Blake Groupie to get this one started, and off we go here in New Orleans. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30.
So here's the first drive now for the Jags.
They're led by the #1 overall pick in the 2021 draft, Trevor Lawrence.
And we've seen the flashes throughout his 4 years in the league, but he's coming off an injury-riddled season. We only played 10 games. Has to eliminate the costly turnovers at 52 in 4 seasons, and he's hoping the new coach Liam Cohen can unlock his untapped potential, and it has to happen right now.
Play action. It's Lawrence. And he's taken down here by the Saints. It looks like a 12-yard loss there on the first down sack. Well, if they have any thoughts of coming in here and getting this road victory, that's not the way to start it out on the first play of the game.
Yeah, one thing you always say when you go on the road, take the crowd out of the game. They actually brought the crowd into it by permitting that sack right out of the gate.
So an early wake-up call there leads to a quick 2nd and long. In motion is Washington. They'll get it forward to him on the touch pass. And they only get a yard back there. They'll be left with a 3rd down and long.
That's a nice job there defensively, being able to diagnose that little touch pass. They saw it coming, converged on him before he could get much out of it.
And I don't think this is the script they had in mind for their opening drive. This is 3rd and long.
Lawrence will throw. And he'll be corralled well upfield right around the 40-yard line. Great vision there by Lawrence as he scrambles for a first down.
21 yards. First down, Jacksonville.
With nowhere to throw it, decided to scramble, and a nice job, CD. Got the yardage that he needed.
Yeah, and his teammates are certainly going to appreciate that effort, even if his coaches don't, because they would have wanted him to slide and protect himself. But he chose team gain over personal protection.
Now Lawrence. Under pressure, and down he goes. No surprise there. Chase Young wrecks that play with a sack. We've seen how this quarterback can beat you with his legs. Saw it earlier on this drive, as a matter of fact. But that time, they had him covered.
They really gave him no place to escape because oftentimes they're able to find a crack, a sliver, anything that can get them upfield. On that occasion, nothing open at all, and they swarmed him.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Lawrence. Open man. This is Brenton Strange, the tight end.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
New Orleans adding some depth to the secondary. They've got 6 DBs out there now for 3rd. Here's Lawrence. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45.
A gain of 13.
That one good for a gain of 13 for Jacksonville and a first down. We got to like what you're seeing from this offense here on the first drive. A nice sustained series to begin the game, and it will continue after picking up another first there.
Would you say the word methodical comes to mind? I love the execution. I love what they're doing on this drive. They're controlling the ball, controlling the game, controlling the clock.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Lawrence with a quick throw outside. That's complete.
So the completion good for 7 there. And now 1 yard to go on 3rd down.
Well, safe to say the passing game has found a rhythm. He's now 4 of 4, but might need to be 5 of 5 to keep this drive going here as they face a 3rd down.
And maybe perhaps you show a running play, right? Maybe a little play action here to go ahead and let him throw the ball downfield. I wouldn't get away from him flinging it because 4 for 4 already. I think he's got a good chance of picking this one up here on 3rd down.
Only a few inches needed on the sneak. He didn't get it, and now it's 4th down.
No gain? Quarterback sneak? No gain? Aren't you supposed to get something out of that?
Yeah, needed a full yard there. And on their first drive, the offense staying out there. They're going to go for it on 4th.
And they'll try and throw for it with Lawrence. And it is caught.
And he's brought down, but following a pretty juke move that gives him the first down. A solid pickup of 5 and a very solid 4th down conversion. And defensively, pure frustration.
So a big play there on 4th, and now 1st and 10 at the 30. Now Lawrence.
Flush to his right. And he'll be out of bounds, able to get it down to the 25 there. He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's 2nd down.
I did like his decision-making there to make sure they picked up something instead of forcing a throw. Now they've got more manageable play coming up to try and pick up the 1st down, and don't rule out the possibility that he just keeps it and runs again.
They'll try and set up the screen to ETN.
This will be a short gain of 3 before he's brought down at the 22.
The key to any screen play is all in the deception. That means everyone on the offensive side of the ball, but someone gave it up because that one wasn't very well concealed. And the defense able to rally to him and hold him for just a short gain.
They'll run with ETN. And trying to shake free, but ETN cannot. The defense will stop him short.
Nothing doing there as the 13th play of the drive proves to be unlucky.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
The offense staying out. They're going to go on 4th and 2.
Now Lawrence to throw.
And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Jags come up empty on 4th down. And this defense delivers a turnover on downs on the very first drive of the afternoon. And here come the Saints for their opening drive. And they will be led out by their 2nd-year quarterback.
I tell you what, when he is on schedule for that week, secondaries take notice because you've got to stay alert back there on every snap. A truly powerful arm, one that's capable of challenging any level of the defense on any given play. That's why so many scouts preach arm talent when preparing for the NFL draft. A quarterback with arm strength to make every throw in the book. He's an asset to have in any offense.
No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd down.
Offensive line really didn't give him any room to maneuver on that play.
Things closed pretty quickly, didn't they? And how about the wrap-up at the end of that tackle? Left no doubt there would be no additional yardage to be found.
Second down, and it's Kamara again.
Not much there. Maybe a yard up to the 24.
At the 24-yard line.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Rattler wants to throw it. He lets it go deep for Olave. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Now give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up fourth down.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
Here comes the Saints punter now, as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. They call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And the Jaguars go on offense, first down and 10. So time to see Jacksonville again on offense for the second time here in this game. They've got some stuff to build on from that last drive because they moved the football, CD, and then they tried to go for it on fourth down, didn't convert, probably left a bitter taste in their mouths.
I would say so, and I think that they go out in this series determined for that not to happen again. In fact, they don't even want to get to a fourth down opportunity. They just want to make sure they get it done within the parameters that they've set for themselves. Run their offense, get it into the end zone. Yeah, I think a little bit of determination and a dash of anger.
So the completion results there in 9 yards. And they'll be left with a second and about a foot. A give running right, ETN. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
2 yards.
Second and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on third down and pick up the first down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the first down. That's exactly what they did.
Going quickly here to Thomas. So he stopped for no gain. And that will bring up second down.
That was impressive to me because while it was a pass play, they still rallied to the football like they were filling running lanes, and they were able to put the receiver on the ground.
Second and 10. Lawrence. Thomas has got it. Complete. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
A gain of 6 yards. And it's 3rd down.
Here's Lawrence to throw. He'll get this out to the flat for ETN. Now he's loose down the left sideline. Touchdown, Jaguars. Travis Etienne, 45 yards. And the Jaguars will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon. Well, forget about the weapons out wide. He knows he's got another weapon in the backfield of the passing game, Charles, and he utilized him perfectly on that play.
And the offense coordinator showed me something on that play, Brandon, because so often during a game, our cameras find them looking down at their play sheets, and you wonder if they're absorbing anything. He had something specific in mind, and he went to it, and it worked well.
Extra point right down the middle. And that makes the score 7-0.
Saints nothing.
So that drive spanned 5 plays. And it was Travis Etienne on the touchdown reception capping the drive. Here's the Jaguar kick team now as they run up and send this one away. Quick move by Miller. He takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. New Orleans Saints, they get ready to set up shop for their second drive. And the last drive, the first drive for them, not very good. 3 and out. What do they go to here?
Well, you don't look down at your play sheet and say this is what the problem is, let's find out who my playmakers are. Get the ball in their hands, and maybe the offense will move a little bit better.
Sometimes it's more important to get it to the right people rather than dialing up the right number.
Exactly.
Or the right play, yeah.
That too.
To the air is Rattler. There's Chris Olave.
And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. A quick first down pickup. Good start after going 3 and out on their opening drive.
1st and 10 at the 39-yard line.
From the gun, it's a run for Kamara.
And a pretty good burst there as he gets this across midfield and down to the 46.
It's a gain of
14 yards is the pickup. First down, New Orleans.
Saints, first down. 1st and 10.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, the last drive, they went 3 and out.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. They run it again with Kamara. And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage.
Devin Lloyd.
Tackle made by Devin Lloyd, the linebacker.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough in run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
Steps away to his left. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. Opted to run for it. The decision a good one. Picking up the first, getting 14 yards on the scramble.
Another Saints.
This early in the game, it's all about making steady progress downfield, hoping to lead to early points. And you can do it with your actual play calls or sometimes something a little more improvised, as we just saw there.
They'll throw. Here's Rattler.
Dancing to his left. And this turns into a nice gain with a slide at the end. That one a broken play, but it ends up being a good play. The scramble goes for 20.
That's another Saints first down. 1st and 10 at the 11-yard line.
I think the last 2 plays really illustrate how difficult it is to game plan against this guy, because you know he can throw the football, but how about his use of legs as well? What we call those broken plays, you can't account for them.
Yeah, those plays, those 2 that you just mentioned, a microcosm really of how he can hurt you. And he's going to go down. Sacked back at the 13-yard line.
It was Eric Armstead fighting his way through that time to record the sack.
The 13-yard line.
And it's never good to take a sack. You really don't want to take one down here in this part of the field, down near the red zone.
Not at all, because you're already pretty much assured of a field goal. But you take a big sack, it could push you out of range, and that's why defenses get a little more aggressive in this situation. They're almost conceding the 3 points. They want to push you back and try and take you out of that.
The sack cost him only a yard. It's 2nd and 11.
Here's Rattler. Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete.
I can assure you, setting up a screen is much more difficult than it appears. It requires excellent timing from everyone on the offense, and a defense's #1 goal is to throw that timing off.
A long way to go here on 3rd down for the 8th play of the drive.
Throwing is Rattler.
And he's got it. And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
First down. 1st down and goal to go.
Oh, nice job there putting the ball right in the doorstep of the goal line. Couldn't quite get in to pay dirt, but he got awfully close. Let's see if they can cash it in over the next couple of plays.
Kamara into a mass of bodies, and I think they held him out. They did. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd.
No daylight for him to run through there, and he ran into the defensive tackle, and that guy blocks a whole lot of daylight as it is. He is truly a big man who just made a big play.
He gets it left side of Johnson. Touchdown, Saints. Juwan Johnson taking it in. And the Saints are within an extra point of tying up this ball game. Had the option there, read it perfectly, and an easy little touchdown toss.
And it has to be a sharp throw, too, because of where they are on the field. The extra traffic, things are condensed near the goal line. Good route by the receiver as well.
Late groupie now for the extra point. It's up and good. So these teams match touchdowns here in the first quarter, and we're tied 7-7. A 10-play drive that time. And the gadget play gets him into the end zone. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The Jaguars offense and Travis Etienne set to take over once again. And he has been a big component of the passing game so far. You see the numbers for this first half. This defense is going to need to find some way to key in on him because he is eating them up right now. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. So both of these teams, Charles, coming off touchdowns now, but this offense, they just had to stand on the sideline, watch their opponent offer a really impressive drive to reach the end zone.
Yeah, and I think you're not telling yourself the truth if you don't think there's some one-upsmanship going on right now, because they just had their touchdown answered by a drive of double-digit plays that also found the end zone. Now they want to do something even more impressive to answer that one.
So in Saints territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 46.
Looking to throw, Lawrence.
He gets it to Thomas. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line.
And now following the completion, we're going to get a stoppage here for an injury. Now, the medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Off the play fake, here's Lawrence.
It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Zone coverage there, they were playing deep. That makes it obviously a little bit harder to run by guys. And that time, there was not much of a window to get the ball in there, and it winds up incomplete.
From the 34, they'll come to the line on 2nd and 10.
But to throw again is Lawrence.
And that's to the left sideline and incomplete.
Well, it looked like a march to the end zone has hit a momentary roadblock with that incompletion. No need to panic. They just got to come up with a high percentage play call and see if they can get their offense back on track.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Back to throw again. And he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40. Wreaking havoc was Nathan Shepard, the D tackle. And that is the 3rd sack this offensive line has allowed this first quarter.
Man, that puts him on pace. Let me do the rudimentary math here. To be sacked 12 times in a game. I know he's not going to go for that. I wonder if it's going to reshape what they decide to do on offense in terms of play calling.
Well, I can tell you what, when he popped up, shaking his head, frustrated right now behind center. So on 4th down, here's Logan Cook to punt for Jacksonville.
Deep for New Orleans is Rashid Shaheed.
Now this is going to work out well as it's out of bounds near the 13-yard line. Now the Saints offense, they get ready to go back to work here. Looking to put a drive together.
They'll go play action here with Rattler.
In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line.
Devon Hamilton busting through to get him for a loss of 6.
Tremendous read and reaction by the defensive tackle, and frankly, partner, it's not that often the DTs have that type of easy access back to the quarterback. Never bought the play action fake.
Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16.
Now Rattler.
Man complete, and he will finally be taken down up at the 48. A big-time play there for New Orleans, and even 40 yards.
We always talk about the guy who paid off the play, don't we? A guy who caught it or ran it. But how about the elements that go into making a big play? This one in particular, able to scan the field, pocket held up nicely. What a terrific job by the offensive line. The route well run, and the football right on the money.
The defense showing some anger after giving up the big play. This time they'll lose 1 or 2.
An awful lot of congestion in the middle third of the field, but how about our defensive tackle right there? He didn't just hold the line, he provided some push and smacked the ball carrier down for a loss.
Kamara gets it again on 2nd down.
And he will possibly get back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. On the other hand, it will definitely take us to the end of the first quarter of play.
Ready for the second quarter from New Orleans. It's the Saints in possession as they've got it with a 3rd down coming up.
He'll look to throw. And that will be incomplete.
Intended for Chris Olave.
Like what I see so far out of this defense, because they've been showing their best coverages on 3rd down. So far, only allowed 1 conversion on a handful of attempts. One area of their game plan that they've executed to perfection.
Here comes the Saints punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. Yeah, he was looking for the checkup bounce, didn't get it. That scoops all the way into the end zone now for a touchback.
Jacksonville set to go again offensively. Over on the sideline, hoping to hit that reset button between possessions. Last time out, they had to punt it away. This time, hoping to finish this thing off in the end zone. Lawrence bringing the Jaguars up, 1st and 10.
At the 20. In motion left is Thomas.
A fake on the jet sweep. Now Lawrence off play action.
And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. It'll be a gain of 10 to start the drive out, and by a few inches, that'll be a 1st down.
Man coverage on the left side, so I really like the design of this play because they opened up the field and brought their tight end the other way on a crossing route. That's a lot of ground to cover if you're a defender. I've been there before, unable to stay with his man there.
On 1st and 10, it's ETN.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. That one a pickup of 15 for Jacksonville. We often give credit to the O-line there. Two tight end formation. Those tight ends block pretty well also.
Yeah, and that's one of the most dynamic positions in football now. The tight ends who can block at the line of scrimmage at the point of attack, and they can also get downfield and catch the football.
On first down, right back to ETN.
And somehow he's going to get a yard out of this as he fought through that first contact. It's second down.
They went right back to him, but he pretty much had nowhere to go on that play.
Yeah, the previous carry looked pretty good. That one, maybe he was a little tired. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe he should have tapped out and had a second back come in and maybe make that run. Who knows?
From the gun, it's Lawrence.
And the Saints pressure gets him. Brought down for a sack.
Chase Young.
That is now 2 sacks for him here in this first half.
And this dominant defensive performance continued on that play. This poor quarterback has not received the protection he needs and has had to pick himself up off the turf far too often.
So now after the sack of Lawrence, the Jags looking at a 3rd and long.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
Throw out wide is incomplete.
I'll tell you what, these last couple of drives, much better from a defensive perspective. They gave up a touchdown on the opening drive, and then after forcing a punt on their last possession, it looks like they're going to get the football back again.
On 4th down, on is Logan Cook to punt. And a fair catch called for and made at the 12-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Saints will take over with a 1st and 10 deep in their own territory. Looking to put a drive together. They begin on the ground with Kamara. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down.
I think we got to give it up for him right there. That's a heck of an athletic move for a big man right in the middle of the line. How about the play he makes there? Nowhere to run, and he finishes that one off for a loss.
On 2nd down, here's a keeper by the QB.
And not much here as he'll get it to the 11, maybe the 12-yard line. Only a yard there on the keeper, and that's going to leave him with a 3rd down.
Typically on the read option play, when we talk about responsibilities, we're talking about what the quarterback has to go through. How about the inside linebacker, though? His job on this play, shadow the quarterback and hold him to a short gain. Did it to perfection.
He's got his target. That's complete.
And he's out right at the 25. 2nd catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down.
And there was absolutely zero pressure on the quarterback on that play. 3rd down, and he has all the time in the world to eventually find an open receiver for a 1st down pickup.
Play action. Now Rattler.
He's letting it fly for Cooks. And that's going to be too high. Out of bounds and incomplete.
I like the fact that he took the shot deep downfield. Even if you don't get the catch, maybe you get a defensive penalty and pick up the yardage that way.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
On play action, Rattler.
Good coverage downfield led to him taking off, picking up the 1st down on a 13-yard run.
13 yards on the play. That's good for a Saints 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 38-yard line.
I can't be sure how much of that was planned pre-snap, but it certainly opens up some avenues for their offense. And if he can stay a threat to break off those kind of runs, It'll pull defenders away from coverage and open up some choice throwing lanes for him moving forward.
He's able to force his way through one man, but he can muster only about a yard on the play. Second down.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much.
Ball on the 40 now. Here's a 2nd and 8.
And now whistles and a flag. And I think we got a jump here.
Defense.
So 5 yards there as one of the big guys up front moved.
And in a 4-3 front, you got the 2 defensive tackles
Still second down.
right near the football. I know there's a lot of movement around there, but they're always taught to have one eye on the football. Apparently, that didn't happen.
2nd down, and it's Kamara again.
And there just continues to be nowhere to run. He's bottled up again at the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 4 coming up.
And they'll try and run the option to pick it up.
And he's not even going to get back to the line of scrimmage.
He was taken down.
Losing 2 yards that time, and now it's 4th down.
Well, he's had success running the football in this one. Yeah, that's undeniable. But that time, the defense was onto it.
And, partner, I think the more you see a play like this, the more they're able to diagnose it quicker and easier for them to defend it. I think you have to dress it up a little bit and show maybe some different formations and looks.
He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. A 41-yard punt there with no return. And it'll be Jaguar football as they take over deep in their own territory.
Lawrence bringing the Jaguars up, 1st and 10.
At their own 14-yard line.
They'll look to ETN to start things out.
And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be 2nd down.
That's a play to take note of there for the defense, I think, in the future. If you're going to try and block him, maybe you get a guard to help double-team him and try and steer him out of the play. They should have done it on that snap.
Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14.
ETN once more.
And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. That 2nd down play nets a -4.
I thought he did a nice job there setting an edge and making sure nothing could get to the outside. But he decided that wasn't enough for him. Worked his way back inside and made the tackle on the ball carrier.
Here's Lawrence.
And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
Good clean play. No flags coming out of the pocket of the officials. Turns into an incompletion, and that should get him off the field with a 3 and out.
Here's Logan Cook now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Now a fair catch taken just across midfield, maybe by a yard or 2. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Saints will take over with a 1st down and 10. Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10, just shy of midfield at the 49. They start the drive on the ground. Kamara. And good job of just fighting through one tackle there to pick up about 3. 2nd down coming up.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up. Found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
Kamara gets it again on 2nd down.
Oh, able to avoid him. And he winds ends up getting this all the way down to the Jags 17-yard line. All told, it's an even 30 and a first down. We often poke a little fun at running backs past the age of 30. Oh, they're getting old, they can't run anymore. Well, he's showing past the age of 30, you can still have some nice runs like that.
You certainly can, and I think that we're starting to expand our definition of old running back. Because it used to be as soon as they hit 30, you want to get rid of these guys and go to the younger guys. But now that the guys are taking such great care of themselves, as you pointed out, you can still get explosive runs at any age. That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, gotta like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
A give to Kamara running right. And just shy of the goal line as he's out of bounds right at the 1. 66 yards rushing for him in the ball game now on 14 carries.
Yeah, once more, strong running, excellent blocking at the point of attack. They've got a nice little drive brewing right here.
Miller is into the end zone for a Saints touchdown. Everybody in the stadium knew what they were going to do right there, CD. 3 tight ends on the field, all that extra bulk, and they run it in.
And you saw where that one went, right? You run it over your best blocker. I can just see the head coach right now. I want to run this one over the big boy. And they got it done.
Here's Groupie for the PAT.
And he's got it. It's now a 14-7 ball game.
Makes the score Saints 14.
5 plays there on that drive. And it ends with a 1-yard touchdown run.
After the touchdown, here's Groupie to kick this one away. And he won't quite make it to the 25.
The Jags offense now gets set and heads back onto the field. That 7-0 lead of theirs short-lived as they've now given up 2 straight touchdowns to fall behind by 7.
Yeah, but no cause for discouragement here. Yeah, they've fallen behind, but haven't they proven that they can go down and score? So what was the formula that got them down there the first time? Get back to something close to that, and maybe they can get this game tied up.
Now ETN to start the drive.
And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Yeah, another negative play in an early down situation. This one to start the drive. You're putting a lot of pressure on your quarterback to bail you out when you're in 2nd and long yardage.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12.
Another tote for ETN.
Oh, a heck of a move.
Man.
And this will be a Jaguars first down as he's got this up to the 35-yard line.
Brought down at the 35-yard line.
Although his reputation as a speedy runner precedes him, it's always fun to watch him work.
It is eye-opening, isn't it? Because when you see him get the ball and just go, in addition to that speed, it helps out his blockers. They don't have to hold blocks for long because he's just going to speed right past them.
On play action, Lawrence.
He's going to loft one deep left side here. And it's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Well, they had that one snipped out defensively. That's a tough one to connect on when you got multiple defenders in the area, and it winds up incomplete.
Here's 2nd and 10.
Lawrence will throw. Over the middle, complete. It's Hunt. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1.
A gain of 9 brings up 3rd down.
Lawrence on the sneak. And he will have a Jaguars first down. At least it would appear that way. He didn't get it by much, but yes, they do get the conversion on 3rd and 1.
Couple of first downs to kick off the drive. Here's 1st and 10 up at the 46.
Lawrence now to throw after that last run.
And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
Incomplete.
Normally you think the tight end's going to be able to catch the football and handle that contact, but in this case, maybe a little too much target to hit. That one was timed well. Incomplete.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. In motion goes the tight end.
Now Lawrence to throw.
And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
That could have been a huge play, but give the defender credit. Stayed calm, stayed collected, and kept himself in a position to make a play on the ball without a penalty.
Here comes the 8th play of the drive, and they need a full 10 yards on 3rd down.
Now Lawrence. A short throw there to Strange.
And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A big play that time on the catch and run. And it'll give him a fresh set of downs.
You don't always expect tight ends to be big in terms of run after the catch, but after that play, he joins a growing band of players that's putting that stereotype right on its ear.
Now Lawrence.
Throwing into traffic there, and that's complete. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 12 yards that time for number 12 as they move the chains.
How about a nod to the sequence of plays they're putting together here? This has been death by 1,000 paper cuts on this drive. But this is one of their best plays yet, and they're able to move it down into the red zone.
Straight ahead, ETN.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
Well, that's not an easy play for a defensive end because most of his responsibility has him getting upfield and working, but how about his vision to see where the play was going, crashed down inside, and tackled him for a loss.
A rare misstep on that last play because the drive has been strong, but now it's 2nd and 12.
Lawrence.
And he's not able to get away. Sacked back at the 22.
Chase Young.
Able to get in there yet again. That's already 3 sacks for him here in this first half of football.
Well, Charles, this has been something to watch so far. This is where you really feel for a quarterback. He's been running for his life in this first half.
Brandon, that's 5 sacks already, so you know he's got to be saying, can we get some more guys in here to block, please? Because if we don't, we're going to need another quarterback.
So now after the sack of Lawrence, the Jags looking at a 3rd and long.
He'll drop to throw.
They'll try and set up the screen to ETN.
And he'll get it down this time to the 17. 5 yards, not enough. And it'll be 4th down.
And that's a play that's not uncommon on 3rd and long because the offense is just hoping that somehow they can get a guy in space and follow some blockers downfield. Does a pretty nice job there getting a few yards, but he ends up getting stopped before he gets the first down.
Oh, they get to the football. It's blocked.
Got to say, Charles, a little surprising to have a kick this short blocked. Usually that happens on the longer ones, but great job by the special teams to kind of sift through there and get a hand on it.
Yeah, you've seen a lot of football over time, partner, and you're right about it. Typically, the longer field goals start lower because they have so much more ground to cover to get to the post. And that's when you get a hand on it. These short ones, you're able to pop it up in the air pretty quickly. Normally, you get height. In this case, extra effort to block that one.
Looking to put a drive together.
He'll start with a give to Kamara.
And he stopped immediately there. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's second down. Bear in mind, that wasn't a big lineman back there for the tackle for loss. That was a cornerback.
So are you saying the myth has been shattered? That all of them are not just cover corners? Some of them actually will stick their nose in and tackle when necessary? That's what we just saw, isn't it?
Rattler wants to throw it.
Wide open receiver, complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down. We've hit the 2-minute mark in the second quarter, 14-7.
43-yard line.
Cooks will come in motion right.
From the shotgun, Rattler.
Out of the backfield, that's complete to Kamara. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45.
Brings up second down at the 47-yard line.
Second down and 6 now.
In motion, the tight end.
They'll throw. Here's Rattler.
On target over the middle to Hill. Only able to gain a couple there. And now we've got a 3rd and 4.
That was an okay hook up there with his tight end, but unfortunately, they didn't get the kind of yards they had hoped for. That's going to bring up 3rd down.
3rd and 4. To the air once more is Rattler. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
It's 4th down.
That could be the stop this defense needed to get them back on track. They've been pretty well dissected by the offense here in the first half. After that possession, now they know that they can compete with this offense.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. And that kick will go out of bounds right at the 20-yard line.
The Jaguars offense and Trevor Lawrence getting set for this next drive. And he's had things all his way in this first half. The numbers sensational as he'll look to add to them with another drive here. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
2nd and 9 now from the 21.
Here's Lawrence to throw.
Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Hunter. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout, as they'll stop him with a tick under a minute to go before half. They'll send a receiver in motion left.
From the gun on 3rd down, Lawrence.
The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half.
3 and out.
Here's Logan Cook now to punt this one away. And a 7-yard return following a punt of 45 yards.
And they will take over 1st and 10. The Saints offense going to head out now late in this first half. And with great starting field position and a couple of timeouts at their disposal, they'll certainly have the green light here.
Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at their 38.
Here's Rattler. Olave over the middle.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Give him 10 yards there, and about by the nose of the football, he's going to have a first down.
Any questions of how they'd approach this drive were answered right there. They come out throwing, and they get a nice pickup here toward the end of the first half.
Throwing is Rattler. Finding Alvin Kamara for the completion. Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2. As it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half.
That's a good job there by the corner. We do talk about this a lot, that a lot of corners see their job as simply covering receivers. Tackling isn't everyone's thing. But in this case, he came up quickly and made a nice, sure tackle.
From the 47, it's 2nd and 5. To the air is Rattler. Buying time to his left. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. 8 yards that time, able to take off, and the result is a first down.
That's good.
Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half.
10 at the 39-yard line.
So 3 seconds here remain in the half on as the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points.
56-yard attempt.
And that one will be no good. He never had it online. It's well wide to the left.
So halftime straight ahead. It is time to join our good friend Scott Hanson. He's got our EA Sports halftime report.
All right, Brandon, thanks much. Welcome in, everyone, to the downtown Orlando studios. Scott Hanson and crew with you for a short and sweet halftime, as this game's had a little bit of everything to it. We'll find out which side can establish some tempo in the third quarter as we're ready to kick off the second half. Back out to our commentary team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Scott, we thank you as always, and we'll see what happens here in the second half. Both teams trying to find the right formula to come out with the victory. A one-touchdown ball game, 14-7 our scores. We get back at it on EA Sports. Nice little juke. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. And the Saints going to take over on offense to begin this third quarter. And they've got the lead, CD. What do you expect from them in this second half?
Well, I liked what they were able to do on the ground in the first half because they had a lot of success running the ball, and I certainly think we'll see more of that. But I'd keep an eye on that defense, and I think their coaches up in the box will do the exact same thing. If they start to see one or two guys start to creep towards the line of scrimmage, that'll be licensed to take some shots downfield.
Got his man complete over the middle. That's Hill. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35.
That's good.
The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup.
1st and 10 at the 37-yard line.
Now Rattler.
And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down.
Incomplete.
This has certainly been a physical game so far. Limited scoring opportunities for both sides. And there's another chance that goes unfulfilled.
2nd and 10. Now an option play, and he'll keep it.
And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36.
They wind up losing a couple there, so they go behind the original line of scrimmage, and now 3rd and 11 coming up. Pretty good job there defensively of stringing that one out.
Yeah, you've got a quarterback who's waiting and waiting for something to develop. and it just never materialized, and down he went behind the line of scrimmage.
From the gun, here's Rattler. He lets it go deep for Olave. And that nearly the pick that they needed. He couldn't pull it in, though, and it's fourth down.
So one first down on that drive, and that's it. Forced to take the deep shot on third down and couldn't hit it. Now they have to punt this one away.
Here comes the Saints punter now, as he's on for the 5th time here today. And a fair catch signaled for and taken just outside the 20-yard line. They call it 38 yards on the punt, no return.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Lawrence bringing the Jaguars up, 1st and 10.
At their own 23.
They'll start on the ground, ETN.
And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
That's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
Looking to throw, Lawrence. And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete.
Now you put just a little bit too much heat on that one. When you throw it to the outside, you do have to be careful because you got to keep it away from the defender, but you also have to give your own guy a chance too.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Operating from the gun, Lawrence.
Got a man, that's Hunter.
And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. A 14-yard first down pickup for the Jaguars.
And that's the kind of play this offense needs to maybe kick them into gear a little bit. They've been stuck in neutral much of the game. Perhaps that can give them a little bit of confidence that big plays are out there.
A give to ETN running right.
And he put up a good fight, but he's going to be taken down behind the line of scrimmage.
Well, we saw a lot of negative plays that resulted in plenty of lost yardage in the first half, and that trend is continuing here.
So the first down run lost a couple. Now they come up 2nd and 12. Operating from the gun, Lawrence. His throw incomplete.
At this point in the game and the situation they're in, partner, these incompletions that we're seeing, they need to turn into positive snaps, and soon.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. In motion right here, Hunter.
From the shotgun, Lawrence.
And he's taken down here by the Saints.
Chase Young.
Who else? He's in there for his 4th sack of the afternoon.
Well, this has to count as a great team effort today, but this man, he's been at the center of all of it. Really special day for any defense to have this many sacks in a game, even more so for this player. One of the best individual efforts of the season.
Here's Logan Cook now, as he's on to punt for Jacksonville. And he'll get credit for putting him inside the 20 as the fair catch is made right at about the 19-yard line. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is, can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive.
Complete.
The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And it'll be second down.
Second down at the 25-yard line.
A man who's been busy this afternoon, it's Kamara again. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage.
A
loss on that play, and now third down gets tougher. 3rd and 6. Looking to throw. Is caught right along the sideline. What a job of keeping the toes in bounds there. A big gain of 31 on 3rd down.
That's a well-thrown ball right there. This is where arm strength pays off because he's got to be able to get the ball both downfield and to the sideline. And that's one of the more difficult throws for a quarterback, and he put it right where it needed to be.
Now a first down carry. It's Kamara. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40.
72 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
Good yardage there on first down. Exactly what you want. Get yourself set up to keep making first downs, keep the clock running. And if they're smart, you're starting to milk the clock. No hurry before you run your second down play.
Second down, and it's Kamara again. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. He'll lose a yard on the play, so now they need 3 yards on third down.
I know they've got to be careful not to go to the well too often, but it's a fine line, isn't it? Because sometimes, if you got success, you want to just keep pounding away.
But no success there. They rallied quickly on the defensive end. On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. And he's going to have the first down yardage as he's down at about the 30-yard line. 7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks.
1st and 10 at the 30-yard line.
As an unbiased observer, I think it would have been interesting to see what they would have done if they hadn't gotten the first down there. But since they did, I guess the point is moot.
Yeah, they're right there in that middle ground, field goal range, punt, go for it. But as you said, they picked it up. They'll swing this complete out to Hill. That was play number 7 on this drive, and it got him 7 yards.
Coaches always harp on the quarterback reading the defense and getting it to the open man. That's good recognition there. And how about what he did after the catch?
Yeah, hit your tight end, let him get some rack.
Yeah, when he gets moving, not many guys want to come over and put a hit on him, do they?
On second down, here's the option.
And a loose football. And the Jags grab it. And now off to the races down the right side. And he brings this one back. A fumble return for a Jacksonville score. So they were down by a touchdown, probably just hoping the defense could hold them, maybe force the punt. Instead, they force the turnover and take it into the house.
Well, the plan was perfect. That's exactly what they wanted. Instead, they got a lot more than that. Big-time capitalization by taking the ball away and putting it in the end zone.
No going for 2. They'll kick the point after. Extra point splits the uprights, and we are tied at 14. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way, the fumble return for a touchdown.
All right, Scott, thanks very much. And we welcome all of you back here on EA Sports for quarter number 3.
Cam Little.
This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away.
He's up across the 25 and down at the 28. The Saints offense and the veteran Alvin Kamara getting set for this next possession. And you have to imagine this defense saying, how do we stop this guy? He has run roughshod through him to this point in the third quarter. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started.
And that last possession, really a gut punch. You seemingly had it working. You were in the midst of a very strong drop. Puts it on the carpet. It's out.
Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it.
And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line.
And that, Charles, you'd have to think a pretty avoidable mistake.
You're exactly right about that, partner, because it all comes down to covering up the football. Look, turnovers are going to happen. They're inevitable. But in a tie game in the third quarter, those turnovers can change the tide of the ball game. And now it's up to their defense to try and bail them out. Got to take care of the rock.
Jacksonville back on offense and ready to take over.
They were forced to punt last time. Now, I doubt sincerely that they'll have to punt here because they're gifted with terrific field position.
I don't even want to think about the idea that they would end up punting starting with this type of field position. Neither do they. Great starting spot, great opportunity to run your full playbook. If they want to take a shot here, they can go ahead and do it.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field is reversed.
So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. The fumble on first down now. Here's second down.
They'll pound it up the middle with Kamara. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1.
If they're going to get a first down out of this, they're going to have to earn it because there's been tough going in the interior there. And here we are on 3rd and 1. Be prepared. Brace yourself. Could be some contact going on.
Heavy set out there on 3rd and 1.
It's a quarterback sneak.
And he is going to have a Saints first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
A gain on the play. And the Saints first down. 1st and 10 at the 38-yard line.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Play action. Now Rattler.
And it's caught. The tight end Hill. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
It'll be a Saints first down on a gain of 16 yards.
1st and 10.
It certainly feels like there are more stars at the tight end position than there were even 10 years ago. And I think it's become more of a glamour position because of the ways it can hurt a defense, and guys want to be involved. They can be in line, close to the line of scrimmage. They can split out like receivers. But hands, route running, speed, and some toughness to go across the middle, you put it all together, you got a heck of a tight end candidate.
Good coverage downfield led to him taking off, picking up the first down on a 13-yard run.
Fast, slow, it doesn't matter. If you give a quarterback enough room to escape, he can hit you for a big gain. You've got to give him a little more focus moving forward.
From the gun, it's a run for Kamara. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down.
Pretty straightforward play there by the linebacker. He saw the run, went with straight-ahead pursuit, and dumped him behind the line of scrimmage.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10. They'll look to throw. They'll end up getting 5 out of that, but now they're looking at 3rd down.
Kudos for the defense from me on that one because they were prepared the whole way for him to try to escape and hit them for more yardage running it. I like the way they stayed zeroed in on him and kept him contained when he pulled the ball down. I think he was fortunate to get what he did on that run.
Rattler working out of the gun.
And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
Well, based on the play we just saw there, he might not be the guy you want to challenge in coverage on these all-important snaps. He certainly looks dialed in right now.
Here's Blake Groupie now for the Saints field goal.
This from 44 yards out, left hash. And his kick is good. And they take a 17-14 lead. So he missed that field goal earlier, but he says not this time. Able to knock it through, give his guys 3.
I like his poise. I like his confidence, his belief in himself. Sometimes when you miss that first one, you see a lot of guys sag and they can't make the next one. Not in this case. Stepped right up like a pro.
So after the field goal, back out is Groupie to send this one away. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return.
Now comes the Jacksonville offense as they get set to take over here.
Defense got the better of them last series, forcing a punt. See if they make a few changes in the game plan here and try to get points out of this drive. 1st and 10. Lawrence bringing the Jaguars up. 1st and 10.
At the 31-yard line. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 10 yards there to start the drive, and just enough by about the length of the football for a first down.
First down, Jacksonville.
First downs have not come easy, and neither have runs like this throughout this game.
Absolutely not. He finally felt like, whoa, a sigh of relief. We got something going in the running game. And they'll send the slot in motion left.
They'll fake it on the jet sweep, and instead a handoff up the middle.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
I know we can't hear what's going on in that huddle right now, but I'll guarantee you at least one offensive lineman is saying, my bad, we simply couldn't move them off the line of scrimmage. We've got to do a better job trying to root those guys out of there.
In motion right is Brown.
Here's Lawrence. Screen play. Here's ETN.
Give him 3 on the screen. He couldn't break free, and it's 3rd down.
Boy, that was certainly well read defensively. And the key to any screen play is space to work. And there was none to be found there. And they tackle him for just a short gain.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down.
Now Lawrence. And this pass broken up. And the contact well timed there. And now 4th down.
It's always a goal, and it's really nice defensively when you can rally to the football and make sure there's enough contact to force an incompletion.
Force an incompletion and force another punt. Here's Logan Cook now as they're forced to kick for the 6th time today. Pressure coming, and this looks like a short kick. And they won't get a chance to bring this one back. It goes out of bounds, back near their own 20.
Defense.
You got the lead here in the 2nd half. That's the last penalty you want to commit.
And they were getting the ball. Why are you going after the punter there? Just take the football and keep going.
Now Lawrence to throw.
And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
It's been clear in this matchup which side has been the more physical one. It's been this defense. And here's another example on that last play.
A good action to this point in the 3rd quarter. Just a 3-point game. 2nd and 10. Throwing again here. It's Lawrence.
This is caught. It's Brown. And finally down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7.
First and goal.
They got 29 yards that time.
Off the play fake, here's Lawrence. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. He'll get 3 yards on the scramble there. It's second down.
A gain of 3.
Oh, partner, just a second earlier, and they might have had him because they certainly thought they were going to close in and drop him behind the line of scrimmage, but he had just enough time to dodge the pressure, and he ends up getting yardage before being stopped.
On play action, Lawrence. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Jamal Davis coming in for the sack that time.
Second goal, last thing you need to do is get pushed backwards to take a sack, but he couldn't find anywhere to go with the football, had to eat it, and ended up on the ground.
The crowd here in the Dome making things difficult. 3rd and goal. Lawrence will throw. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
A 30-yard attempt.
And his kick is indeed good, and that will tie things at 17 all.
17.
So this time the protection holds up for him just fine, and he's able to bang it through.
I think their special teams coach got the point across. He gave him a pretty good earful after the block earlier, and this time there's no penetration, so they're able to pick up 3.
Cam Little.
17-17 the score. All even to this point as the kick's away. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. The Saints offense and Spencer Rattler getting ready for this next possession. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. And at least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you've met fan bases that wanted that, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
From the shotgun, Rattler. Over the middle and complete to Shaheed. They'll wind up getting just a yard out of it. And that's going to lead to a 3rd and 12.
3rd and 12.
We'll see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a 1st down. They'll bring the tight end in motion right. They'll throw. Here's Rattler. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free. And it brings up 4th down.
4th down.
It's another zone defense. It looks like it's open for possibilities, but they did a nice job patrolling the middle of the field and forcing an incompletion.
Here comes the Saints punter now, as he'll come on to kick this one away. Fair catch called for and made at about the 32-yard line. A 40-yard punt, no return. And the Jaguars go on offense, 1st down and 10. Lawrence bringing the Jaguars up, 1st and 10 at the 33-yard line. Draw play, ETN. And he'll work this forward for about 3. It's second down.
Well, from an offensive perspective, that was a tough run because he only picked up 3 yards. Let's flip it over to the defensive side. They now have the advantage. 3 3-yard gains, that means they're punting the ball likely on 4th down. That's what you're looking for when you're playing defense.
On second down, ETN once more. And he is going to lose yardage here. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down.
We knew both of these safeties were good in run support, but how about the play we just saw there? How about that closing speed? Able to get to the outside part of the field and turn that play into a loss.
Here now a 3rd down and 8. Lawrence. And that is incomplete. And the pressure there on 3rd down, forcing the errant pass. 4th down coming up.
3rd down is a down. Both sides know they absolutely have to win. And the name of the game for the defense is pressure on the quarterback. But pressure on the quarterback with contact, that's how you end up winning it.
Here's Logan Cook now as he's on to punt for Jacksonville. Pulled in at the 24. It'll be a 39-yard punt, no return. And out will come the offense as they take over.
At their own 24-yard line.
And this will probably be the last play of the quarter. They'll fake the give, and here's Rattler. And the catch made by Johnson. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. 3 quarters in the books. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Back now here live in New Orleans. All even as we get ready to start the 4th. At the 23, it's 2nd and 12. Here's Rattler. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
Incomplete.
Well, that one was all about the defender making life difficult for the receiver. Very tough for a guy to hold on to the football through all that contact. He ends up forcing the incompletion.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Throwing is Rattler. He lets it go deep for Olave. And that's going to wind up incomplete. Nearly their first pick of the game, but it does bring up 4th down.
That would have been a nice one to hit on in a tie game. You start to think that one big play, maybe the next big play, could turn out to be the game winner. They took the big shot, but it winds up incomplete.
Here comes the Saints punter now, as he's on to kick it away. So a change of possession here on the punt. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. Excellent job by their defense to force the punt and provide them with this opportunity, all tied in the 4th quarter. Lawrence bringing the Jaguars up, 1st and 10 at their 36-yard line. That's to the left side, taken in by Hunter. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 17 yards on the catch and run. It's a 1st down.
1st down, Jaguars.
Was that a design pass, or what was that?
It was built into the play call. He had the opportunity to either hand it inside, keep it himself to run it, or do what he just did. Throw that pass inside, hitting a receiver on the run.
On 1st and 10, it's ETN.
And he is going to lose yardage here.
That tackle for loss earned by Alontae Taylor.
Moving backwards on 1st down, never a good thing. What does that do for the mindset on 2nd down?
Well, it changes your play call, definitely, because as a play call, you're advancing yourself thinking, okay, we're going to get a gain here. Now you've got to go back in reverse, come up with something to pick up not just the yardage lost, but gain a few extra.
And he'll get it down to the 47 here. Only a yard there. Sniffed out well defensively, and it brings up 3rd.
In order for a screen pass to break big, a lot of things have to come together and be well executed, but all it takes is one small thing to go wrong and keep it from being a big game.
A field goal from this spot likely out of the question. They've got to get closer here on 3rd down.
He's got his target. That's complete. And he is going to have a Jags 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
15. And the Jaguar 1st down.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
On the counter, ETN.
And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage.
Taken down by Pete Werner.
No gain on the play.
And what we just saw their partner was linebacking speed that can trump O-line power. We see that at times because he filled the gap before the offensive lineman could get to the next level and take him on.
Now a fake on the jet sweep, and they'll instead run up the middle.
And not even back to the line of scrimmage this time as they're on him quickly once more. Seems pretty obvious defensively a key was stopping the run game. How have they done it so successfully?
To me, it seems that these guys really did a nice job of paying attention during the scouting report meeting. And you know, Brandon, when they do those, they talk about the top plays that these guys like to run. The best runs for the top running back, those are the ones you focus on and want to take away. And they've done that pretty successfully in this game.
Throw right side, pulled in by Hunter.
And he'll be brought down at the 28, and that is well short of 1st. It'll go as a gain of 4. And it'll be 4th down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the 1st down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
And this one is right down the middle. And with that, they take the lead here, 20-17. So a good kick that time, and that might help to get the negative thoughts out of the mind from that earlier block.
Especially since this was not a chippy, so he had to get that one out kind of low. But his line does a nice job of protecting, and he's able to convert for 3.
Here's the Jaguar kick team now as they run up and send this one away.
And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. The New Orleans offense set to take over. And now they find themselves trailing following the field goal. Still a good amount of time in this 4th quarter, but this drive very well could determine the outcome of this ball game.
Looking to put a drive together.
On play action, Rattler.
Rush coming, and he's taken down.
That is Josh Hines-Allen working his way in for the sack.
Everybody was coming on the blitz that time, and they got home.
And you know the expression, hat on a hat, in terms of blocking, trying to keep your quarterback protected? Well, if you don't have enough hats, that's the end result. Your quarterback goes down, and sometimes he goes down hard.
Now, following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17.
Rattler wants to throw it.
Under pressure, they got him again. Eric Armstead picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
So, Brandon, we've sat in with a lot of coaches, and when they talk about things they want to accomplish offensively, I'm not sure that sack and sack are on their play sheet.
Now 3rd down and very long. Now Rattler. We'll get this one underneath to Kamara. So a player shaken up. We'll get a stoppage here. And that's Alvin Kamara, the one who's going to receive some attention. Hopefully he's okay. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment.
Here comes the Saints punter now, as he's on here to punt it away. And a fair catch taken here right at about the 40-yard line. The visitors' offense and their quarterback headed out for this next possession. And he has been masterful so far in leading this offense. He's kept the mistakes to a minimum. He's been on point with his passes. And he's generally been one step ahead of this defense all game long. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6.
From the 44-yard line, here's 2nd down and 7. A give, running right, ETN.
And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 41. He lost 4 there, and it's 3rd down.
Now, obviously, that's some good work there defensively, being able to stop them and bringing up a key 3rd down. But if you're on the offensive side of the ball, there's an opportunity, because I know what defensive guys are thinking right now. Just stop them, get to the ball. That means they might not be sound defensively. There could be some opportunities.
And you said key 3rd down. Highlight that word, put it in bold. Here we go.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a 4th down. Well done.
Here's Logan Cook now, as he's on to punt for Jacksonville. And did they keep it in? They did. They kept it in. It's down close to the goal line at the 1-yard line. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. Their defense accomplished step 1 of the mission. They forced the punt. Now they'll look to erase that deficit and take a 4th quarter lead. They begin on the ground with Kamara. And nothing much materializing there on the 1st down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
You've got to be impressed by that defensive front on reps like those. They were not being moved off the line, kept their shoulders square, and gave their teammates time to fight to the ball and limit that gain.
This is 2nd and 8. A man who played his college ball in Tallahassee, here's Cam Akers.
2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, and that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game, because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold them to no gain.
On 3rd down, here's a run by Akers.
And after the no gain on the last attempt, here they get him behind the line.
I think sometimes when you're trying to get after the quarterback, maybe it's better to be lucky than great, because I think on that one, he's just trying to get upfield and rush the passer. Instead, the tackle for the loss landed right in his lap.
Here comes the Saints punter now, as he'll come on to kick this one away. Taking on the midfield logo. 8 yards on the return following a punt of 41. And the Jags will have great field position to start this drive as they take over on the short side of the field. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. ETN up the middle. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
All right, that's a decent game there, but it hasn't been his best game overall. So I wonder what the mindset is of his team. Do they want him to handle the football and try and close this game out? Or are they going to make an alternative plan and maybe go in a different direction?
I think they need him, and this is his time to shine. Here's Lawrence to throw. He throws it on the move, but can't connect as that falls incomplete. Travis Hunter, the intended target. And now it's 3rd down.
And 8 yards to go.
Looking to throw, Lawrence. Got a man, that's Hunter. And he will have a Jaguars 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
An 8-yard pickup. 1st down, Jacksonville.
That's not the first time they've looked his way when they've needed a big play. He's been the go-to guy all game long. And they get the hook up again on 3rd down to keep this drive alive.
And they will score. It's a Jacksonville touchdown. Trevor Lawrence, 28 yards. And the Jaguars will add to their 4th quarter lead.
One of the beauties of calling an RPO is it's similar to play action. Your job is to freeze linebackers, freeze linemen. And in this case, I felt like everyone got rooted to the spot while he was still on the go. And it turned into an impressive game.
No going for 2. They'll kick the point after. Point after, right down the middle. And his guys will take a 10-point lead.
Saints 17.
So that drive, 4 plays. And it was capped off by Trevor Lawrence taking it in himself. Here's the Jaguar kick team now as they run up and send this one away. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. The New Orleans offense set to take over. And the script really is flipped for them. The momentum on the other sideline, and now they have to try and battle back from a 2-score deficit. Looking to put a drive together. They'll go play action here with Rattler. And this is going to be caught, but they'll say out of bounds. So it's incomplete.
That was a nice grab. Just couldn't get the feet down, right? Needed that toe tap sequence there. Whatever size shoe he's wearing, probably need about a half size smaller to complete that one.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. To the air is Rattler. And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. Give him 10 that time, escaping the danger, running with it, and picking up a first down.
First down.
Well, it certainly appears to me that the defensive guys are starting to look a little bit tired while he still has some fresh legs. Not the biggest gain we've seen on a scramble, but still some positive yardage on a play that initially looked like a sure win for the defense.
Back to throw now on first down. And the Jags get to him as down he goes. Devon Hamilton able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
It has been a rough afternoon for him trying to get rid of the football. See, that's now 5 sacks.
How'd you like to be the offensive coordinator, the offensive line coach trying to come up with an answer for this pass rush? What blocking assignments do you change? Can guys play a little bit better? And we're seeing the end result on the scoreboard. Long day in the pocket for their quarterback.
From the gun, here's Rattler. It gets this complete to Shaheed.
Give him a gain of 5 on the completion. 3rd and 7 now.
Gain of 5. Brings up 3rd and 7.
So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw.
They'll set up the screen here to Akers.
And he is going to lose yardage here. So that'll go as a 4-yard loss on the play. And that'll bring up 4th down.
Well, it looked like the defense, they were ready for that one.
Really left him almost no room to work after catching the ball. He could throw every move in the book at him. They were there, and they tackle him for a loss.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have the Saints first down. And they convert in style right there. A big play on 4th and long.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 47-yard line.
Well, every drive from here out is definitely crucial and critical. They know that they need to get at least 3 here to get it back to a 1-score game. But I can't imagine that in their huddle that they're thinking at all about getting a field goal. They want to get into the end zone and then try and get the ball back again.
Off the play fake, it's Rattler. A quick throw there is incomplete.
Nice progress down the field was halted by that incompletion. They could try for some safe yards here to get things moving again, or keep throwing it and pushing it downfield to try and pick up bigger yardage.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
Rattler going to look to throw again.
Forced out to his left. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. 17 yards on the pickup there, and the drive will continue.
That's good for another Saints.
I like how he hung in there and went through his progressions, but eventually his internal clock went off and told him it was time to make a run for it, and he ends up sliding down with a solid gain.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. He'll drop to throw. Miller on the catch over the middle. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
They'll go with Akers here up the middle.
And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown.
Cam Akers,
a 21-yard touchdown run.
And the Saints have made it a 1-score game again here in the 4th. So how about that for an answer? They get the touchdown there, and it's back to a one-score game here in the fourth.
And that's what these guys have done all game long because they've scratched and slashed their way to stay in this game. And by now, we should all realize they're not going away. Now the pressure again swings to their defense because they're going to need to find some way to get the ball back.
Groupie able to add the PAT.
And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter.
Saints 24.
After the touchdown, here's Groupie to kick this one away. And they will wrangle it down a couple yards shy of the 30.
The Jaguars getting set to go. A little less than 4 minutes remaining, and the margin for error is small with this slim lead. Operate within your 4-minute offense here, Charles?
Definitely. Remember, the 4-minute offense doesn't always correspond to what's up on the clock. What they need to do is play a little bit of keep away right now. Run the clock down. Make sure their opponent doesn't get the ball back. Their dream scenario, get enough first downs and make them eat up their timeouts so the game ends when you're kneeling down with the football.
And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line.
The play over before it really got started thanks to Pete Werner.
And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all three still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage, use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning. Escape. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down.
Brian Brzee fought in and got him down.
It's a little hard for me to compute because I'm watching sack after sack happen, but somehow they're still behind in the game. I would expect all of this defensive pressure to translate to them taking a lead, and thus far, it hasn't happened. Time's winding down. They don't want to waste this type of performance from these ace pass rushers.
So now after the sack of Lawrence, the Jags looking at a 3rd and long.
In motion right here, Washington. Play clock down to 0, and that's going to be a delay.
Delay of game, offense.
Of course, that flag accepted, and it backs the ball up 5 yards.
Still 3rd down.
After the delay, they're backed up even further for 3rd and long.
Lawrence will throw. That is caught by Hunter.
I hate to surrender the football when you're nursing a slim lead, but they're going to have to punt it away, trust that defense.
It's the right play at this stage of the game as well. You don't need to press it here because you do have that little bit of a cushion, and you count on your D to make it stand up.
3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the fourth. So it's Jaguar football here as we welcome you back. They're looking at a 4th down now as they try to hold on to this lead for dear life. Here's Logan Cook now as he's on to punt for Jacksonville. Fielded at the 20.
A nice return there of 11 to help mitigate a good punt.
And the Saints will take over with a 1st down and 10. So all eyes on the Saints offense. Down by a field goal. 1:52 to play. How will this thing pan out? We'll watch as they come up on 1st down. Back to throw.
Open man left side. Shaheed has it. And he's going to get out of bounds with the first down. So that's going to double their pleasure for sure. They get the first and save a timeout.
I got the sense that the defense created a little momentum for them there, didn't they?
Did their job, forced the punt. Now, nice start to the drive. Offense has to do their part.
Yeah, they certainly do, but what a great start for them. They've got to go thank the guys on D.
Back to throw. That's caught by his tight end, Foster Moreau. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30.
4 yards. That's another Saints first down. First and 10 at the 31-yard line.
And here we are in the fourth quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
That'll be caught by Hill.
Nice, well-coached, a team that understands what's going on. They still have time to work the middle of the field as they just did there.
Inches at the 21-yard line.
Here's second down.
He'll look to throw. And that's complete to Cooks. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down. Executed it to perfection.
2 timeouts still available in this final minute. It's first and 10 now. A give up the middle to Akers. Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2, as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in the fourth. They'll come up now. This is second and long.
He's back to throw. He takes it across for the touchdown, and they've taken the lead late in the final minute of the fourth.
Wow. What a game this has been, and what a drive that was, Charles, to take the lead here late in the fourth quarter.
Partner, that's a job well done by everyone, from the players to the guys calling the plays. And if I may introduce just one downside to the mix, might be a little bit too much time left. Enough on the clock for a final last-ditch effort to try and steal this win away.
Groupie for the extra point.
And that will make this a 4-point game. That time a 6-play drive.
And it's capped off by the late touchdown that puts him out in front here in the final minute of the contest. After the touchdown, here's Groupie to kick this one away. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Out comes the Jacksonville offense as they get set to take over here. We have seen a lot of points here in this quarter. For us up here in the booth, it's been fun to watch. The defensive coordinators probably scratching their heads.
Yeah, they're going a little bit crazy right now. But let's face it, all of our friends who play fantasy, they're enjoying the heck out of this show because most of them are creating and getting a bunch of points.
Yeah, points certainly not at a premium here.
Throwing now, Lawrence. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout.
First down.
As the clock will stop with 35 seconds left to go.
Here's 1st and 10. Here's Lawrence. Finding ETN here. Catching it on the out route. And he's out of bounds just before the midfield stripe at the 49.
Just short of midfield.
Here comes 2nd down. They'll try the left side with ETN. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. They still got 2 timeouts. Got to start using them, don't they?
You absolutely have to. You save them for this situation, but you have to use them.
Now the Jags will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they get it with 16 seconds remaining on the clock.
Well, this offense still has the 1 timeout here, remember. 1st and 10. Back to throw. Lawrence. Open man, it's Hunter. The Jaguars now will use the last of their timeouts. And as the 2 teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break.
1st down, Jacksonville.
They'll come up 1st and 10 here. Lawrence.
Complete to Washington. And inside the 20 before he's brought down.
A gain of 12.
This one came right down to the wire, and CD, they had that one final chance to try to navigate their way into the end zone, but couldn't get it done to avoid the loss.
Yeah, and how about the defense there? Because while they had one final look at the end zone, the defense made sure they knew what they were doing on the last play, executed it flawlessly, and no flags. Because remember, if there's a defensive penalty, there's 1 play left in the game that the offense gets. They didn't allow that to happen.
So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. The Saints are winners here as we say so long from New Orleans.